Ethan was a young man searching for his own path in the chaos of the city. In his search for peace and affordability, he moved into an old, forgotten apartment. Room 302 had been empty for years, surrounded by strange rumors. The neighbors whispered no one lasts long in that room. But Ethan ignored them. He needed solitude, a new start, a clean slate. Without realizing it, he had just stepped into the shadow of something ancient and dark. The first night began quietly, too quietly. Then came the faint sound of dripping water from above. Ethan froze. There were only 2 floors in the building. The sound grew sharper, echoing through the walls like slow heartbeats. He knocked on the wall, annoyed and afraid. The knock came back, delayed, distorted, as if someone inside the wall had answered him. The next morning, Ethan went down to speak with the building manager. The office was dim, filled with the smell of mold and cigarette smoke. "Who lives upstairs?" he asked. The manager stared blankly, pale and frozen. "Above 302 is the roof, sir. No one lives there." Ethan felt the blood drain from his face. That answer didn't bring relief. It deepened the dread. That night, Ethan decided to record the sounds. He placed his phone on the table, microphone facing upward. The red recording light flickered in the darkness like a warning. Hours later, he played it back. A faint whisper filled the silence. "Leave this place." His body froze. It was his own voice. Curiosity overwhelmed fear. Ethan climbed up to the attic. Dust covered everything. Old furniture, broken mirrors, boxes filled with forgotten lives. He opened one of the rusted boxes and froze inside was an ID card. The name was his, Ethan A. The room suddenly felt smaller, the air heavier. He realized the horror wasn't following him. It was him. Then his phone vibrated. A message appeared. Room 302 was vacated years ago. The tenant died inside. Ethan's breath grew shallow. He turned toward the mirror. His reflection was smiling. The real Ethan stood motionless, as the figure in the glass began to move on its own. The camera lingered on the mirror. Ethan's body slowly faded away. Days later, a new tenant arrived, but the number on the door had changed. 302 was gone, replaced by 303. On the floor, the rusty number 2 lay silently, waiting for its next victim. Nathan is alone in his old, dimly lit apartment. The room is cluttered. An old flashlight lies on the desk beside a few scattered books. Dust particles float in the thin streaks of light coming through the half-closed blinds. The air feels heavy, stale, and unusually cold for the room. Nathan stands in front of the mirror, staring at his reflection with a strange mixture of curiosity and unease. Suddenly, he notices something subtle but deeply unsettling. His reflection does not blink. For a moment, his heart skips a beat. He tries to laugh it off, whispering to himself, "You're imagining things, Nathan." But almost instantly, a faint, cold whisper seems to crawl from the mirror. "You see me." A shiver runs down his spine, and he feels as though the shadows in the room have grown darker, stretching closer, as if they are alive and watching him. The apartment no longer feels like his own. The silence presses in, and Nathan's breathing quickens. Shakily, Nathan walks toward the bathroom. The faint sound of dripping water echoes through the apartment, and the creak of the door makes him flinch. He stares into the bathroom mirror, seeing his familiar face reflected back. For a few seconds, everything seems normal, almost comforting. But then, the reflection freezes. Nathan raises his hand, and the reflection does not. Panic surges through him. His throat tightens, and he gasps. This can't be happening. The reflection tilts its head slightly, a subtle but sinister smile forming on its face. It is wrong. Wrong in a way Nathan cannot describe. His stomach twists and a cold sweat spreads across his back. Every instinct screams that something unnatural is in the room with him. Nathan retreats to his bedroom, his heartbeat echoing in his ears. He approaches the mirror cautiously, eyes wide and body tense. The reflection does not move. Its eyes are pitch black, its face distorted beyond recognition. An icy chill fills the room, and the walls seem to close in. The reflection leans forward slightly, stretching toward the room itself, its presence pressing down on Nathan like a physical weight. Trembling, Nathan whispers, "What do you want from me?" A rasping, almost guttural voice replies, barely audible, "Your place. It should be mine." The air feels suffocating, and the shadows writhe across the walls. Nathan feels the panic rising in his chest, a cold dread crawling up his spine, as if unseen eyes are following his every move. In a surge of desperation, Nathan grabs the mirror to smash it. As he touches it, a pale spectral hand bursts through the glass and clamps onto his wrist. He screams, but the sound is muted, bouncing off the walls in a hollow echo. The reflection steps fully out of the mirror, its form chillingly human, yet impossibly wrong. Nathan stumbles backward, trying to escape, but the doors feel locked, the room shrinking around him. He crashes into a chair, eyes fixed on the mirror. The reflection now sits in his place, wearing Nathan's clothes, mimicking his every feature, but with a malice that makes Nathan's blood run cold. The silence is suffocating, broken only by his ragged breathing and the ominous presence that fills the room. In a final desperate act, Nathan hurls the mirror across the room. The glass shatters, scattering shards across the floor. In one jagged fragment, instead of Nathan's face, a completely unknown, sinister visage stares back. Nathan freezes, paralyzed by terror and disbelief. Then a hoarse, unnatural voice, familiar yet alien, whispers, "Your turn now." The room grows unbearably cold. The fragment's eyes seem to burn into Nathan's soul, and the darkness presses closer, heavy and alive. Silence dominates, broken only by the echo of that one chilling whisper. Nathan is alone, or perhaps he never was.